All right, guys, let's go ahead and do this. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm back this time with an Iron Studios piece. As you can see, this is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Krang 1/10 scale. I got this via Sideshow. I actually just arrived as of the date of this video, actually. So I've been waiting for this one for a while. I do have a couple of the other pieces from this set. So yeah, definitely looking forward to getting this one added to the collection. As you can see there, we got the purple motif here, which is pretty fitting for the bad guys. We got Krang, which is the actual statue there. Over here on the side, we got more Krang. And then here on, I guess, what's essentially the back, you've got the Turtles logo here, Iron Studios. And you've got Krang there, but this time with his two alternate accessories that you do get for this statue. So overall, pretty nice packaging, but again, I tossing my boxes just because I'm running out of space. So yeah. So I'm gonna open this up, give you guys a look, and let you all see what's inside of this thing. So got this opened up here. Took all the tissue paper out, some of the foam. It was packaged pretty well. Looks like no damage so far. So this is what you will get in the box when you get this Krang 1/10 scale figure. You've got the head. You've got the two hands here, left and right, and you've got the two alternate accessories. You got the axe, you got this ball and chain or flail, whatever you want to call that. You, of course, got the main statue, Krang, and in there himself, and the base. So yeah, thankfully no damage, at least so far. So I'll show you the pieces one by one. Okay, so the first piece here is the base. You got a very, I guess, these line work here on the ground. So very, I guess, Technodrome like. You've got some wires going on here, some pipes and all these little details. The ground again is not plain or anything. You got some nice little like line work and shading, so it gives it a bit of character. You've got the section here where the body or the main statue will go, and it looks like the other foot goes here. I have to see if there's a magnet. Hopefully there is. You've got these pipes coming out of this little square machine-like thing, which I don't quite know what it is. It looks like some kind of exhaust vent here. But this is done really well. Again, very fitting for the character of Krang here. And you could see all the detail there on the base around. Again, you got these this ribbon of cables that are going out in different colors. And I think that's done really well. And the same motif going around the whole base. But you guys can see there's got some nice weight to it, which is a good thing, I'm assuming, because the statue is pretty big. So it feels good in hand. Again, TMNT, Krang, Iron Studios, 1/10 scale. These are not numbered at all. Usually the 1/10 scale pieces, at least from what I recall, are never usually numbered. So that's the base itself. One of the other things that you do get with the statue, of course, is hands. So you've got them here. They're both kind of stuck in this position. So they're kind of reaching out. You guys can see them there. They're standard red. And it's done really well. You got some folds, some shading. And then, of course, here on a gray, you'll see the magnets and the silver or gray are kind of sticking together right now. So you guys can see that. So these are really well done, I would say. Again, for 1/10 scale, not a bad deal here. And as you can see, these are pretty magnetized, so shouldn't have an issue with staying on the on Krang, on the cyborg body or android body, whatever you want to call it. This, I guess I'm going to call this a ball and chain. Again, this is really well done. It's got some nice weight to it. It feels very solid, but again, just because this is I guess a heavier part, just make sure with not grab it from this end, but just be really careful. Don't want to break your statue here. But this is, again, really well done spike ball. Got the chain here, and again, these are magnetized as well, and you've got the same sort of detail that you had on the other hands here, on the wrists. So that is really cool. I think this is well done. Ball and chain. Let's move this base out of the way. The other accessory that you do get for the hands is this axe. And you've got a little handle I would say a bit plain, but you know, it does what it's supposed to do. So again, nothing too crazy here. You got the gray or the silver of the axe. You got the axe handle in black. A bit of yellow here. And again, you've got the same red and silver as you did on the other hands. And again, you got your magnet. Um, the other little piece that's here would be the head. And it looks really nice. I will say my one thing that makes this look a little weird is the lips. I didn't realize this guy had lips. I always thought it was more like a flat, like Android or cyborg body. So, but they gave him lips, which don't look too terrible, but I'm not too crazy about the lips. Look, you've got this little antenna here. You've got, of course, his glasses with the red eyes. That looks really good. And the folds, you see his chin right there is really well done. So, and again, you see all the folds on the top of the head. So that's really cool. Doesn't look too bad overall. I really wish they would have done one without the lips. And of course, you got your magnet here. And then I'm gonna try to take this out here. So the last piece here is the body. And this is got a nice weight to it. It feels really good in hand. Of course, you're not gonna be sort of grabbing this all the time, but it's got some nice weight to it. So starting over here at the top, you got these shoulder blades, or the shoulder pads rather, in silver and gray, which are well done. And you've got the red accents, so really cool. You've got some different shades of gray, looks like dirt and usage, so it looks really cool, very fitting. Same thing here on the left arm. You got some paint to make it look like damage, I'm assuming, but it definitely looks apart here. You've got these I'm gonna call them suspenders that kind of go through the sides of the chest. So kind of reminds me of a Mojo from X-Men, at least just the bulbous, the skin, and you've got, of course, here like it's almost look like gills. And again, different shading for the flesh, so you get all this nice little shading and detail. And these suspender-like things do run all the way to the back. And you guys can see you got a bit of an exhaust vent here for the cyborg or robot body. So really cool nonetheless. Over here on the back, so this is a section where Krang himself, the brain alien sort of sits. And again, I think they've done a pretty cool job. You've got some red here, which I thought was like paint overspray, but it looks like it's everywhere in different places. So I'm just going to assume that this was done on purpose. So it doesn't look bad at all. But you got the red here. You got all these worn out details, different paint colors and everything. And the yellow, again, is well done. You got this handle here. So that's really cool. And then looking around the other side, same thing. And then, of course, you come here to the front. And you've got the, what's the main event, at least for me here, is Krang himself. And you can't really see it on the camera. It's a little dark. But if you do, once you have this in person, you'll be able to see that Krang himself is really well done. That is really, really cool. He's got the bit of a smirk, the big brain right there, and the tentacles sort of driving this giant mechanical cyborg or robot thing, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, and the inside's really well done. It's again in the yellow. You got some red here. Krang's looking pretty gross. I guess the only thing, it looks good. Maybe they could have added a bit more shininess to make it look a bit more slimy. But what's there is done really well. And then as you go down, you got his briefs here in the red. You do got some additional detailing here. And these go all the way to the back. You've got to get a port here, which I'm assuming is for charging this thing. I mean, in the cartoon, obviously. And again, you got his briefs, which do have some detailing. And again, as you move down to the legs, they've done a great job with making the folds of the skin have all these different textures. And it does give it a pretty gross, but very, I think, accurate look to it. And you've got the line work here, right, of the different pieces of his legs. You got some metal here on the knees and on the thighs here. So that's really cool. And again, continuing the whole fats and folds of this body looks really good. And again, with the flesh, they've done a great job with. It's not just plain like flesh color. You got different gradients there in general. You could see all the overall look of the leg there. And as you come down, you've got his little booties, his little feet here. They do have some brown, I guess, to simulate dirt or mud rather. And then same thing here. But again, I would say just based on first impressions, it feels good in hand. It's got some nice weight to it. And I think what's there, it's awesome. I think Krang does look great. Of course, you've got your port here. That's where you're going to place the statue. And I want to say that there's no magnet on this left leg, which is kind of unfortunate. I do usually prefer that if you're going to have a, I guess, a port here to put on the base, that this additional foot would have been magnetized. But I'm assuming, you know, obviously these are just going to sit in your collection. You're not going to be playing around with these. So I guess to get us going, essentially you're going to put this in here. So you're going to take that and just pretty much match up the shape there and get the post in there. It's a little tight, but so just be really careful. I wouldn't go pushing from the top, always like from here, from the foot, and just get it to sit down. And once it's pretty much in, yeah, this is not coming out. So I guess on one end, they didn't really need magnets for this foot here, because it sits, once it sits in place, it's in a pretty good spot there. Now, here's a head. So we're just gonna go ahead and put the head on. Again, this kind of, you can match the shape here to the statue itself. And let's see if I can get it from this angle, and there you go. And then it kind of just sits in place, fits in really well. And they've done, I would say, a pretty good job again for 1/10 scale for hiding the seam. Again, it kind of blends in with the rest of the folds and fat. I mean, you could see, especially from back here, that it's a bit of a seam, but it's not noticeable on anything. And from this angle, again, you can't really tell. Now you do, as I said, you get two sets of hands. So again, you just kind of match the shapes, and you can do that. The magnets kind of just grab it in place. So that's pretty much what he looks like. Again, fully put together with both just the standard hands. Pretty good size statue, I would say. And again, the weight, the base itself had a little weight to it, and then with the statue on top, this is pretty much not going anywhere. Obviously, it's not super heavy because of the size, but it's got a good presence overall. You guys could see it there. Yeah, so pretty cool nonetheless. And then it looks like, as I said, you can take these accessories here and switch them out. The spiky ball here goes on this hand, so if you wanted to pull this out, again, you would just match up the shape, the overall shape, and put that in there. And then you've got his ball and chain. And then if you wanted to do the same thing with the axe arm here, again, same thing, just match up the shapes, and then you are good to go. So yeah, so this is pretty much what he looks like. You know, with that, what I've noticed just now is that, I don't know if you guys could see it, but this doesn't look like it's too secure. I guess you have to kind of push it in a little, and then it doesn't move. So just something to keep in mind is there is a magnet there, but it looks like you have to make sure you know, not too much force, make sure it's in there so that this is not loose. This one goes in pretty much no problem. So just something to keep in mind. I think this may be how I display mine, or perhaps take this and put it like that maybe. Yeah, I think I may go with that look, but I'm glad that they gave you these options here. Yeah, so overall, I mean, I'm pretty happy with the statue. I guess the one thing that I could nitpick would be the lips on the face. I'm not too crazy about that look. I wish I would have went with a no lip look, which I think would have helped with the overall alien-like or robot-like look. Krang over here looks awesome, but just a nitpick on my part. I wish they could have done a little better, or maybe an alternate head would have been nice. Hey, right? As far as size, I did take out the tip measure here, and you're looking probably a little from the bottom of the base all the way to the tippy top here of that antenna. You're probably looking at about 9.5 inches. And then depth wise, I guess if I had to do from this angle, you're looking at about 8 inches. So not big, again, 1/10 scale. So that's the cool part about having these pieces in the collection is, they're a little easier to place rather than a third scale or a quarter scale statue. But overall, really, really happy with it. All right, guys, so we're probably going to wrap this one up by doing some comparisons. But overall, as I said, I am really happy with it. It looks really nice. It's got nice presence. It's for a 1/10 scale piece, it's got some nice heft. Again, as I said, if I had to nitpick it, it would be the lips on the face. But overall, I think Iron Studios, again, did an awesome job. So, again, for some comparisons, here he is next to the Iron Studios casing. You saw his ninja star there fell off, but here you go. That's what he looks like next to Casey. And then we'll put him next to Leo here, so you guys could see how those sort of size up and sort of measure up there. Just trying to mess with the camera here, but there you go. So that's a bit of a size comparison there. I think again that works out pretty well. So we'll move Leo here out of the way really carefully. Make sure we don't break anything. We'll move Casey as well. And then two other comparisons. Here he is next to Bebop. And his little spiky ball there gets in the way a bit. And here he is next to the Shredder. So again, if you're looking to pair all these up, that's exactly size-wise and look-wise what you're looking at from that perspective. So I think again that looks really cool. I am waiting for Sideshow to ship my Rocksteady, so I'm hoping they can do that pretty soon. I don't have unfortunately, I didn't pre-order Splinter or April. I wasn't too crazy about them. Splinter, if I can get it maybe on a sale, or if it's still even available, I don't know. I may choose to get at least Splinter. But overall, as I said, a really cool statue. Again, you could see him there next to Mikey and Raph. And I do have Donnie in the collection as well. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to have this in the collection. Overall, a really cool little 1/10 scale statue. So again, great job by Iron Studios there. Pretty awesome. Anyway, if I missed anything, you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Otherwise, if you made it to the end of the video, again, thank you so much for your very valuable time. And, I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.